The only 5 Louis Vuitton fragrances you'll need for the rest of your life. I got you covered, man. I do this. I got you. What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy Darren, the BowTie Fragrance Guy. We talk about fragrances on this channel, of course, but I'd like to throw in some grooming and style tips. Every time you go outside, man, if you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't look your best. You can smell great. Of course, I want you guys to smell great, but I also want you to pay attention to your appearance, man. Take care of yourself, fellas. So if you're into that, hopefully most of you should be. Hit subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications by hitting the bell icon as well. So anytime a new video is uploaded on the channel, you guys get notified. Guys, I appreciate the love, man. You guys have been enjoying the series, the only 5 fragrances a man needs for the rest of his life. If you're new to the channel, what I do is I take a certain brand or a certain line of fragrances and I give you guys basically the top 5 fragrances from that particular brand or from that line and give you guys kind of my rationale on why those are the 5 fragrances that I would choose. So, well, I would feel like what it does is it gives people that rock with me and my taste in fragrances to really kind of see, because doing what I do, man, you get a very extensive collection, but it kind of gives you a chance to really see what the best 5 are, in my opinion, and then you can kind of utilize that kind of as a guide, if you will. So anyway, we're gonna be tackling the brand of Louis Vuitton today, a fragrance brand that I absolutely love. I love the fact that Louis Vuitton fragrances really can only be gotten if you go into a Louis Vuitton store. Most of the time it's just gonna be buying it from somebody else that already has it. Now, it's not a brand that does collaboration or anything like that, so the haters can't say somebody got sent a fragrance, so they're talking about, they just got great fragrances that are easy to wear, and in my experience have been highly complimented. Love the brand. You talk about a grab and go, signature scent worthy kind of brand and line. This is it. So anyway, I want to talk about the top 5. I have about 11 or 12 in my collection overall, but these are the 5 that I want to talk about. So if you want to see what made the only 5 fragrances a man will ever need for the rest of his life from the brand of Louis Vuitton, you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it.
The BowTie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Remember, if you don't have my ebook, The Gentleman's Blueprint, make sure you pick that up, man. It has great information and knowledge for any modern day gentleman or anybody that's in the process of becoming a modern day gentleman. You need to have that in your reading repertoire. So click the link down below and support me in the channel and get your copy of The Gentleman's Blueprint. As I have done on maybe 1 or 2 of these videos in this series, in this particular fragrance brand, I want to have an honorable mention. I'll tell you why. And this one is Ombre Nomade. Ombre Nomade. All right, this is rose, raspberry, birch, incense, and oud. And I got this one as an honorable mention because for me, I don't really think this is not really the genre or the brand that I go to for this genre of a fragrance. Now they have a few other from this line. Le Sable Roses is another amazing fragrance that features a note of rose here. I have Nouveau Monde, which is a cacao rose combination, a few others, but this is not really the brand I look for ouds and things of that nature. There are other brands I kind of gravitate to for ouds. So that's why this is an honorable mention, but this is, of the darker fragrances that they have from Louis Vuitton, this is the best one, in my opinion. A smoky rose oud fragrance with a hit of incense and raspberry. It is amazing, but it's an honorable mention because I really look to Louis Vuitton for the fresher, easy to wear fragrances. But this is amazing. It's a quick honorable mention. This is Ombre Nomade. All right, guys, so first up, this fragrance, this is the first one that I got from Louis Vuitton. So that's really telling you something for me. what I really thought about this fragrance, because I was smelling quite a few of them. Not all of them are out yet, but this is the one that caught my attention and I purchased this one first. Le Monsité. Le Monsité. Ginger, rosemary, geranium, ambroxan, and labdanum are some of the main notes in this one. And this is just the signature scent. This is kind of, to me, the signature scent of Louis Vuitton. The highlight here is the note of ginger. It is just really a really fresh fragrance. It's really easy to wear. And like most of the other fragrances I'm going to talk about from this brand, it is just so well received by most people that I come into contact with. And that is really saying a lot, because I encounter quite a few people on a weekly basis, and the fragrances from Louis Vuitton are very safe. I feel very confident with everything on this list that I'm gonna talk about in these top 5, that most people that I come into contact with are going to think that I smell amazing. It is very highly likely I'm going to be complimented on the fragrance, and they are very inoffensive. So you don't have to think much about these fragrances. Again, these are like, I put these in that grab and go category. Don't have to think much about it, no matter where I'm going, what the occasion is, from a casual to a more dressed up occasion. I can throw on some of these Louis Vuitton fragrances and I know I'm good. I'm gonna be one of the best smelling guys in the room, according to other people, and probably gonna get some compliments. That's really what these fragrances are about. But this is the signature scent to me of the brand. It is just gives you a lot of versatility here. Ginger and ambroxan, like I said, rosemary, amazing fragrance. That's why it's definitely one I would say is one of the only 5 you need. Gotta have the signature scent, Le Monsité. All right, guys, next up, this is becoming one of my favorites. This is probably my top 3, period, from the entire brand. It's in the top 2. I'm gonna say it's in the top 2. The more I wear this, the more I love it. This one is City of Stars. City of Stars. Lime, blood orange, tiare flower, iris, sandalwood. Wow. I don't want to sound like a broken record here when I'm talking about the fragrances from this brand, but man, guys, when I tell you they smell so good and they are so easy to wear. It is the same kind of theme throughout with these fragrances. I absolutely love this stuff. This one, you get that tiare flower is really the star of the show, but you get a great deal of this powdery nuance combined or contrasted with this very creaminess of the sandalwood. Beautiful, fresh, bright citrus opening here. This stuff is amazing. This is one of the missus's favorite fragrances for me to wear for her. Every time I wear it, she asks what it is. This is just, again, you gotta smell it if you haven't gotten your nose on it yet. This is one I highly recommend. City of Stars. Get your nose on this one. It is phenomenal. All right, guys, I got this fragrance at the tail end of, the middle of last year. And it quickly became one of my most complimented fragrances from Louis Vuitton. And this one is the collaboration done with Pharrell. This is Lovers. Ginger, galbanum, sandalwood, and cedarwood are the main notes here. It is what it is, man. Like I said, the second time I wore this fragrance, not the first time, the second time I wore it was on a Saturday. I was around a bunch of people. I got about 5 compliments in that same day. I actually did a video on Instagram, I think it was. That darn near went viral. If you aren't following me on Instagram, make sure you do. And I was just giving my real-time kind of update on this fragrance, and that was the second time I was wearing it. Just one of those scent profiles. It's really about that, freshness of the ginger and that greenness of galbanum in the opening. They blend perfectly together, and then the dry down cedarwood and sandalwood. All right, there are some fragrances out there like maybe a Santal 33, Gris Charnel from BDK that kind of have a similar resemblance to this fragrance, because those are also highlighting that note of sandalwood. But this stuff is amazing. Again, one of the most complimented from the brand. That's saying a lot, because most of these get compliments, but this one on another level. Check it out. This one is called Lovers. All right, guys, the next fragrance on the list, this was probably my 3rd purchase from Louis Vuitton. It is amazing. This one is called Meteore. This is Meteore. What you get here is mandarin orange, neroli, nutmeg, cardamom, and pink pepper. Again, I don't know what else to say about these fragrances, man. They all, like I said, kind of have a similar theme to them. A lot of compliments on this fragrance, very aquatic. This one has a little bit of a spicy kick in there. Like I said, that nutmeg note to me is one that really stands out, especially on my skin. A lot of times when I wear this fragrance, there's a slight undertone, a woody feel that you get from it as well. But it is just phenomenal, 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 phenomenal. I can go on and on about these Louis Vuitton fragrances, but just know, compliments, easy to wear, most people are gonna like it. That's what these are. Check this one out. Again, this one is really good, Meteore. And last but not least, of course, you know that this fragrance had to be on here. Anything less would have been uncivilized. Imagination. Imagination. Citron, Sicilian orange, neroli, ginger, black tea, and cinnamon. This is phenomenal. The only note that I want to highlight here, tea. I get a lot of that black tea here. This is just on another level. I think this particular fragrance is really the one that helped this brand to really take off and soar to the next stratosphere. A lot of the other ones were really, really good, but when this one came out, it just, like I said, it really elevated the entire line from Louis Vuitton. Again, you talk about compliments. The only other fragrance, of course, that rivals this as far as the sheer number of compliments is Lovers, but this is probably still in first place overall, just for the number of compliments I've gotten on this fragrance. I absolutely love it. You see where the dent, and this is all me. My son probably got a few wears out of this, but for the most part, this is all me. I haven't worn it as much this year as I did previous year and a half or so, because I've been wearing Lovers and some of the others, but they all have, that's the thing about all these fragrances, and again, most of them are just me. No decanting, no anything. I grab them oftentimes and go. Because they're just so, like I said, they're so easy to wear. And the crazy thing is, the more fragrances you have, the more you honestly gravitate sometimes to the ones where you don't have to think a lot. Because most people with a large collection will tell you it sounds crazy, but it gets a little bit more difficult to find a fragrance or a scent of the day when you have so many, when you would probably think the opposite. Yeah, you got a lot of fragrances, you know, to choose from, but that makes it more difficult sometimes because you're like, okay, what do I want to wear? What's the temperature like? Where am I going and all this stuff? And when you start to go down that rabbit hole, a lot of times these fragrances are what I just grab and spray, because I know, like I said, wherever I go, I'm going to be one of the best smelling guys in the room, and most people are going to love what I'm wearing, including, most importantly, myself. So it's in the top 5 fragrances from Louis Vuitton for a reason. Just get your nose on it, man. From Louis Vuitton, one of their best. This is Imagination. But that is it, guys. That is my time. I hope you enjoyed this video today. What do you guys think about the 5 fragrances that any man will need for the rest of his life from Louis Vuitton? I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments section. Now, as always, I sincerely appreciate your time and your attention to these videos. You don't have to watch, but you do. And I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to take a few moments to like, comment, and subscribe. Please make sure you are sharing these videos out to some other folks out there that you think could use the information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darren, in the BowTie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell fantastic. So until next time, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.